we started Moxie a couple of years ago after having worked on another company. My founding partners, we were three, eventually became four. We worked together before, and we found ourselves in a place where, okay, so we want to continue working together, and we will probably never find ourselves again in a position where we can just start something new together, you know. If we don't do it now, we'll probably just get into other companies and never meet again. So let's just go for it, and that's what's got us started at Moxie. Okay, so right now we're 26 people at Moxie. We're mostly a team of engineers, software developers. So I would say that we have nearly 20 developers. I don't have the exact figures at the moment, but nearly 20 engineers. We have 5 designers. Yeah, I'm probably overcounting something, but then we have marketing and operations assistants. So that's about it. We're mostly dedicated to the web, so we do a lot of front-end and back-end development. We really like to touch the nerve and really go deep on the technology side of things. That ends up meaning that we do a lot of e-commerce, but very bespoke solutions for e-commerce, for luxury, high-end fashion brands. We also do quite a bit of work around protocols. Like, we're very focused right now on the whole decentralized web movement that's happening. I mean, just look at what has been happening with data breaches. Trust on the web is at probably an all-time low. So we're doing a lot of development in that area as well. So we're contributing to projects like IPFS, Leap P2P, specifically on the JavaScript implementation. And that's probably where we spend most of our time. And on top of that, we do quite a bit of open source contributions to many projects. I can guarantee you that right now, pretty much all web developers are using something that we have built, and they don't even know. Okay, so the collaboration between engineering and design at Moxie is one of those key elements that we feel really makes us go that extra mile. We have people working very closely, so everyone is very open to not only sharing knowledge, but also receiving feedback. And at the same time, we make sure that we do what we call transversal design. So in any task or project, we bring in all the verticals around the project, be it design, engineering, marketing, etc., to make sure that everyone is finding a good balance between all the different horizons. So this means that we have very specific meanings in which those people will be working together, and they keep that close conversation instead of having like a pipeline in which people only meet when they are delivering. Okay, so right now we're not doing AI. It's not that we're not open to that, it's just you have to pick your battles. At the moment, we're mostly focused on guaranteeing that we have a very scalable task force. We're able to deliver really high quality, high standards stuff. We're very interested. There are a few very interesting developments around AI, specifically for e-commerce. We just haven't started doing that, and it's something that eventually we'll probably look into. But again, at the moment, and the main reason why these brands work with us is for the quality of what's delivered. They have guarantees that it will work flawlessly in every environment that they need their users to be accessing their service. Okay. Well, immediately, of course, you get a lot of exposure, a lot of people, especially we're fairly new, like 2 years. So when we talk to people, so I come from Moxie, you get typically two very different reactions. Like, I never heard of it, even in our home country, and especially since we won those awards, you start to get a lot more of, oh, I've heard about you, I saw your work, it's amazing, wow. So that was like the first thing we immediately noticed. You get a lot more exposure, so you got a lot more recognition from people. It was also a really nice way for us to have, or to coin a certain credibility with the community, because people saw, okay, so I understand, I see, and I like it. On a technical level, I don't know. Sometimes people don't really know, but just the fact that you won awards that are evaluated by people who really understand what they are reviewing really gives it that check. It's really good. To meet in person. Well, first of all, I'm a very I really like connecting with people. I think that on a very deep level, most of what happens in the world comes from that. Like, people like to connect. So when you are exclusively working through digital channels and you never actually get to meet, it's different, because when people meet in person, you end up with different types of interactions. You connect I think on a deeper level, which ends up reflecting in everything else that you do with that person. So I think that coming to events like the awards really enables you to strengthen and create new connections that you would probably never get if you just stayed at home and didn't go out and meet the world. That's one of the things where we're investing a lot of our time at the moment. We're very excited about the whole decentralized web movement. So for frame of reference, right now what we have, take Facebook's example, if Facebook tomorrow decided to shut down, and you're probably on Facebook, I'm on Facebook, we would have no saying in that. So if they go away, we also go away without having a saying. What the decentralized web is trying to do is make sure that everyone who is participating is actually contributing. So there is no central point of authority that can decide to just go away. So it will only go down if everyone leaves. So, and that's a natural evolution, it's a natural death, and not forced just because some government or some I don't know, any party that decides to just shut it down. And in that field, we are doing a fair bit of research and development. We're doing a few contributions to the open source world. So we're doing, as I said, contributing to IPFS and libp2p. So those are very well-known tools for the decentralized web and distributed web. So we're trying to find right now new ways of connecting devices online, making sure that they are resilient, they don't suffer from the problems of the past of the centralized web. We're also doing a couple of projects in that field, so not only contributing there, but also developing two example applications. So one is Discussify, which is at the moment the browser extension that allows people to be discussing on any website without any intervention of servers. So people just come to the chat and it just works because the extension will be connecting peer-to-peer to everyone else in the conversation. No one can censor that, which is very important. So if you want to have a really honest and open conversation, in certain places you cannot really do that because governments, for instance, will be blocking you. So that's one. Another thing that we are doing, and that's like in very early stage development, but we're very excited about, is what we call at the moment IDM. And it's a proposal for an open standard for decentralized identities. And this is one of those like very big problems and huge milestone once we achieve a unified solution that is able to deliver on every path technology-wise. So you have blockchain, you have other solutions out there, and we are trying to do we have a proposal for that, and we are implementing a solution that would unify everything and allow anyone to create a decentralized identity that would enable decentralized apps to work, authenticate, and authorize people, know their users without really knowing too much about their users, and keeping the control on the user side. So very cutting edge stuff. That's what's exciting us at the moment.